Boris Johnson visits Kiev, or at least what people think is that he visited Kiev. Now, this was a surprise visit to a war-torn country. Our highest praise to the people of Ukraine. We condemn all violence all over the world. We pray daily for the Ukrainian people, for the Palestinian people, for the Yemeni people. They will always be in our thoughts and prayers, especially right now during Ramadan while we are fasting. We pray for them on the daily. But this channel isn't just about eating up what the mainstream media says. It's about giving a different perspective to things. Now, obviously, the violence, it doesn't have a perspective. People are being killed. Whether you're on the Russian side or the Ukrainian side, whether you think that Ukraine is killing its own people in the Donbass region, whether you think Russia is just slaughtering people left and right, you gotta condemn the violence. But I just want to ask one question. Why would Mr. Boris Johnson go into Kyiv during wartime, where we all know what's been stated by the mainstream media themselves is that right now air superiority is with the Russians? The media is the one that says that, not me. I don't know what's going on. I listen to the Russian perspective for a bit. I listen to the Western perspective for a bit. I have no idea what's going on. Neither do you guys. I know a lot of you guys want to act like you know all the facts. We don't know what's going on. Now, according to the media, the Russians have air superiority. So my question is, how did Boris Johnson manage to get in when they have the air superiority? Let's just think about it for a minute. Now, this wasn't my initial take. I don't like to go the conspiracy theory route, but it's just an opinion from a dude on Instagram. Just hear him out, look at his comment, and this is what his comment reads. Give me 1 second, let me quote him directly. It's by Michael_Boris. Another proof that Zelensky is an actor who is living out of the country. Now that's a strong, a harsh accusation that Zelensky is not a real president. He's just an acting president. He's an actor. We all know Mr. Zelensky is a famous actor, a famous comedian. I've even seen a clip where Mr. Volodomyr Zelensky is having a stand-up comedy show, and Mr. Vladimir Putin was in the crowd. I've seen a clip like that. We all know Mr. Vladimir Zelensky is an actor, is a man of several talents. But hear me out on this. Could this dude be right? I don't know. I'm not in Ukraine. I'm not in Poland. This dude is claiming Mr. Zelensky is in Poland. Now that's a hard accusation, but we all know Poland is one of the heads of people against Russia, firmly trying to destroy Russia, trying to take advantage of this war to destroy Russia, just like how they took advantage of Iraq under Saddam's rule back in 1991 when they invaded Kuwait. They overreacted. I know he invaded Kuwait, but you guys invade countries all the time. You know what I mean? Like right now, no one overreacted when the Saudis invaded the Yemenis. They completely destroyed Iraq, military, industrially. They destroyed all their buildings, everything, man. It was horrible. Just search up about the Iraq-Kuwaiti war, the Gulf War. Search it up a bit, and you'll see several war crimes being committed by the West against Iraq. But that's not our point. Mr. Bush Sr. has been long dead, and we can't even question him about what happened right now. I'm only 22 years old, so I think he's been dead since 2018, and he's been in a wheelchair for the longest time, so I never had the opportunity to question him. But maybe we can question Mr. Bush Jr. someday. Now, when Western countries do this, like they did in Libya, like they did in Yemen, like they did in Syria, no one questions it. We're trying to spread freedom. Now, to be fair, Libya did not have freedom, it had Gaddafi. Even though they were much better with Gaddafi, they did not have freedom, to be fair. We cannot. Mr. Gaddafi was a dictator. He might have been A good dictator, if there's such a thing. But he was a dictator. I want to say he's a good dictator, but he's better than what they have now. But Mr. Zelensky is not a dictator. Mr. Zelensky has been elected by the people. So you can obviously right there shut out that point of view saying that the West did go at countries that had dictators, where here Russia's going at an elected official. And that is 100% correct. He's an elected official. So I got to give him that. But still, could there be any truth to this guy's accusation, this guy's perspective? I like to listen to all perspectives. I don't like to listen to one person or one side of the story only. I like to listen to both sides of the stories, or both sides of the stories and a third person's point of view. That's what I like to do. I've been getting most of my news from Indians and Pakistani sources. I've been getting my news from people that have nothing to do with the war, because I want to get a clean perspective. I want to get a third-party perspective, because if you ask the Ukrainians, the Russians are killing them, but they're not winning any battles. That's what the Ukrainians say. If you ask the Russians, the plan is going to according to the plan. What's going on? The Ukrainians are killing their civilians to make us look bad. See, so it doesn't make sense. Why would they kill their civilians? And for you guys, how come they're killing everyone but they're still losing battles? Look, it doesn't make sense. So you gotta take both perspectives and try to iron out the truths. Now, why did Mr. Boris Johnson go to Ukraine? Why does the West continue to support Ukraine this much? Could there be any truth behind the biological weapon laboratories? So far, a few American officials have admitted to being there some kind of truth. Now, is it true that Mr. Hunter Biden, the son of the President of the United States, is involved with these biological weapon laboratories? Well, there is an ongoing case. There is an ongoing investigation, and we're going to find out very soon. Because the United States of America, even though the politics may seem messed up, even though the media seems to be in one person's favor, justice always gets served. When the media and several politicians wanted to let the former president, Mr. Trump, be viewed as a Russian puppet, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, debunked that claim. They did a thorough investigation. They saw no collusion between Mr. Trump and his team with the Russian government. Now, Mr. Trump is accusing Mr. Hunter Biden of taking $3.5 million from the Russian government. And that's a huge accusation. But we're going to find out if it's true or not. We know Mr. Hunter Biden has received millions of dollars from China and from a Ukrainian oil company. We know that. Now, could Mr. Hunter Biden have also received money from the Russians? It would be interesting to find out. Miss Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State, also the former First Lady of President Bill Clinton, she had taken so much international money. She even took $20 million from the Saudis. Miss Hillary Clinton, even her point of views when they were interviewing her on MSNBC, liberal. And I think liberalism is dead, in my opinion. I think it's gone, it's dead, it's effed up, to be frank. Miss Hillary Clinton was saying we need to interfere militarily inside Ukraine. We need to establish a no-fly zone. To anyone that does not understand what a no-fly zone is, it literally means shooting Russian jets out of the air, which would cause probably World War III. So liberalism, it's dead. It's dead in the water. The Democratic Party is pushing for a war. It's just, I don't get it. This isn't liberalism. I think the only liberalism they're trying to push out is the corrupt type of liberalism. Just, stop making families. You guys know what I mean. It's only an agenda. And that's all I got today. Stay woke, guys. Stay woke.